Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Daily Garage, and that is my humidifier. It's supposed to be one of the better ones, and you don't need a smart or even an intelligent humidifier. The reason why I call it a smart one, and I'll get to that in just a moment, is this one, when it's plugged in, how you have the power to set the humidifier to whatever humidity you want in your house. You don't have to buy a smart one, or one that has programmable stuff. As you can see, mine's powered off, but it's still powered up. It runs off the thermostat, and all you need is to have your thermostat regulate when the water comes in. And mine is, this is actually the power adapter. Doesn't usually go there. I was gonna plug it in and stuff and have it running for you guys, but we didn't need to do that. This line here goes to my main water line coming in. I can still shut it off. I still have to do a video about getting rid of this nonsense. This is from an old soft water hookup that was here when I bought the house. That was like 8 years ago. This is getting moved. Anyways, we're gonna get into to Quinn. Seriously. That's my puppy. So all you need is 2 wires. One for the power, which is usually marked as R on the humidifier, and the other one for the common, neutral. Somebody's having fun, and that's what it looks like close up. Now, we're gonna go into the furnace and show you how it's hooked up, and then we'll go upstairs and show from the Nest thermostat. To save time, I went and opened everything up. And my setup for my humidifier is a white wire. Typically, it'll be a black wire connected to the R side of the relay from the humidifier itself. I connected to a blue wire, which you'll see that'll be connected to the asterisk in the Nest motherboard. We got a puppy over here, so she wants to see what I'm doing. Don't recommend having your pets near you when you're doing this kind of stuff, no matter how cute they are. Now, my black wire here is connected to the common. Typically, you'll have your white wire connected to that. I was probably doing some experimentation when I was figuring out which one I was going to make my humidifier work with the Nest thermostat. So this is connected to the common junction in the motherboard, or the control board of the furnace. This typically is a white wire, but in my case I reversed them. And that's simply to set back when you go up to the other top, but I didn't want to do that at the humidifier level. So again, this will be a white wire typically, and you want to connect that to your motherboard, to the C. And then we have the black wire, which will be connected to your Nest thermostat. And in my case, it's blue, could be any other color you want. That's going to connect to the asterisk on your thermostat. At that point, you'll be able to, that's my puppy again. I know, you want attention. You're a suck. I love you. So, just a recap up top here. That's the relay to the water valve, which comes in from the main water line with that T-tap. And then you got your 2 wires. One wire goes to the motherboard, which is the black wire here, but in your case it'll be the white wire. And then you take your power wire and you connect that up to the thermostat, which will be in the asterisk. So my thermostat, or my furnace, is currently off. But you'll see here the power wire. So we have our value. It's power coming from the furnace, the common. That's the candy cane wire. That red wire is not connected. It's just for me to identify it. And then I have a bypass running from my furnace to work with a secondary furnace, because something went wrong with my Nest thermostat. Nothing to worry about. I just used the second furnace function to allow the same thermostat to work. And then there's your blue wire, which is connected to your humidifier. So therefore, effectively, the Nest thermostat is controlling the humidifier. So we have the humidifier connected to, so that'd be the R line from the humidifier going to the Nest thermostat asterisk line. Then you have the C, which is the common, and that comes from the furnace and all you have to do is connect your humidifier common to the furnace common, and that's basically the neutral. So I got a scrap piece of paper here. We're just going to draw a box for the humidifier. We'll call that H. We'll call the furnace F, and then we want the Nest thermostat. We'll just call that N. All right, so you have two wires coming out from your humidifier. One will be the common, one might be called R, and that'll be the live wire that connects up to complete the circuit. And then from the thermostat, we'll have the asterisk, and then on the furnace, we'll have the C. Obviously, the terminations are all a lot more complicated than this. This is just for simplicity. So you take your humidifier connection. This might be mounted in line with your furnace ducts. It could be mounted to, depending on your furnace configuration, it could be mounted on the outside of your furnace, like right about here. It's just for illustration purposes. So we want to connect this line, and the puppy is, again, underneath my feet. She's very attached to me, as we see. Hey, Quinn, what are you eating? What are you, what the hell? That's a bean. Okay. No. Stop eating random things that you find. We want to connect the humidifier R to the Nest thermostat over here. And there's a bunch of wires, could be between 4 and 6, that will connect up to the furnace itself. And that is the basic, like very basic. I can make that. Otherwise, I'd be adding in a bunch of other things for the from the furnace, and anything else you're connected to with. Like if you have an AC system, there's a few other lines for that, because these are basically glorified switches, and that's what that is. It just basically tells the system when to turn on and what humidity level, and same with the furnace and the AC, what temperature level you want for your system. So in total, hooking up your humidifier to your humidistat, taking the control from your humidistat to your Nest thermostat, to allow your, because the Nest will track the humidity in the house and set it to your comfort level. Your humidistat could be upstairs on your wall right beside your humidifier, or it could be actually on the furnace itself. It does change, and your mileage may differ for what setup you have. Some older homes actually have humidistat are built into the furnace, I've seen, which is kind of strange in a way, but it's an easy way just to not have to wire it throughout the house. Newer homes do have them built right beside the thermostat, which makes it easier to run the wires because they're already there. But these are, like I was saying, these are just a bunch of glorified on-off switches. I try to make it as easily to digest as possible, but you don't need a big fancy one like this one. This is the one I bought when I first got my house, and I didn't need all that nonsense. Got the thermostat for the Nest, and it does all the work I want. If I do plug this in this moment, that's what you'll see. So it's actually just setting up with the humidity in the house right now, which is a little bit high, but it's just being booted up, so I don't know if that's accurate or not. And that was the setting I had it at. Yeah, it's going down now, so it's tracking things what they are, and that's what I had it set at for winter time. That is a little bit high, but it is what I originally had. So I'm actually impressed that it kept that in its memory. Again, you don't really need these fancy things. Your Nest thermostat will do it all for you. All you have to do is connect your common from the relay that allows the water to run. And I haven't opened this up in a while. I do have to check that, but it just basically has a waterfall that comes from the top of this down to here, and it's a pass through. In the summertime, you'll actually just turn it off because you don't need that bypass. And that's it. So you connect the common from here, from the water relay that turns on the water for to come down for your furnace to pick up the air through that, and then it adds the water adds the humidity, and that comes down to the common for the furnace, and then the power for the signal. It's only like 12, 24 volts, whatever it is, from the Nest thermostat actually powers that relay, and then it turns on, let the water flow through when the furnace is on, and then it turns off when the furnace is not running or asking for heat or anything else. Anyways, hope you found this video not as confusing as I was making it out to be. If you're wondering what that hole up there is, that's from a previous installation from a past homeowner that had installed a humidifier, and they removed it. So I installed mine in a different configuration, a little bit more efficient. But anyways, I digress. So hope you found this video informative. I hope I didn't like overcomplicate things, because that's what I normally do. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And we will figure out what your system actually needs, because every system is set up just a little bit differently, and it all depends on who the installer was before you and how they wanted to do it. So be safe, have fun. If you do anything questionable, name it after me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.